in the garage today. I just wanted to show something real quick story time. So I've got this CataClean stuff, okay? This was recommended to me to clean my fuel exhaust. Reason being I bought that was, well, it's for your catalytic converter. I've seen some other videos where people call them catalytic converter and stuff like that. Don't make fun of me, y'all. I'm pretty sure it's catalytic converter. That being said, what's going on is this. I needed to pass inspection, and I could not. So I bought the CataClean to clean out my catalytic converter in hopes that that would work. I'm going to tell you what I did. I'm not suggesting that you do it, but it's what I ended up doing, okay? Now, first things first, what I actually saw was this thing. Guaranteed to pass, okay? Emissions test cleaner. Now, this actually worked pretty good for what it does, but it didn't guarantee me to actually pass, okay? So the intake valve was supposed to be much better, piston combustion and all that. It's supposed to basically remove all that gunk. Now, these things tell you to just kind of drive how you're normally supposed to. That's not how it actually worked out for me. I ended up having to really floor it to really get the gunk out. I mean, the engine needs to be really hot. You need to really be pushing it to clean all that stuff out. Driving it regular doesn't really do anything. Okay, so after using the CataClean and some other things, I ended up getting, and I'm sorry, I'm using one hand to film this stuff. I ended up getting one of these from the inspection station. Not ready rejection. So that's their way of saying, hey, we're not going to charge you because, you know, we don't see everything we need to see. Now, I've got one of those ODB sensors, or it's either ODB or OBD. I think it's, whatever it is, it's the sensor that you stick into your car to read the codes. I didn't realize that I could see what I needed to see in relation to what the techs see. I just used it to clear the code off of my car whenever the service engine light comes on. The check engine light, that annoying thing that comes up. You can clear those off. I got it online for maybe like $5 on eBay. I know they're like $20 if you go to Walmart or something like that. Probably even more at AutoZone. Long and short, I was riding around, you know, doing a full drive cycle, which is about 50 miles. And I did that at least 6 or 7 times, just wasting so much gas and time, driving to places I would never normally drive, just to get the codes to come back and show me what's going on, or hopefully get it to where I'd driven enough to show that the check engine light wouldn't come on, and maybe that was passable. But here's what you gotta pay attention to, okay? And what I didn't realize, the little device that I had paid for actually shows if I had just played with it a little bit more. Right here, misfire says completed, fuel system completed, comprehensive component, if available, completed. But look at this right here, catalyst, not completed. Evaporative system, not completed. O2 sensor, not completed. Those are the 3 things that it needs to see to pass you. Now, when I say those 3 things, right here it says your vehicle has too many unset, not ready codes. You need to have 2 out of the 3 to pass. So in my case, catalyst was failing. O2 sensor would have triggered the catalyst, right? The O2 sensor is what tells your car that the catalytic converter is not working. The evaporative system, it takes some time to come on, but that's what was my problem. So I ended up getting that dreaded 420 code, P0420, and catalytic converter for my car, I could get online for maybe $78 to $120, $150, depending on who's selling it. But that's just for the part, because I have an older car, 2006 Nissan Altima. Okay. That being said, the age of the car is what weighs it down, but that doesn't mean it's going to be cheap labor. I'm still looking at paying $200 to $500 labor, I'm imagining, which I could probably afford had I had more time to diagnose what the problem was. I got to get better at figuring out what these problems are, okay? So the guaranteed pass didn't work. CataClean didn't work. I also put some of this stuff here, which you should also look into not the WD-40, but Seafoam. Seafoam works tremendously. Even the guy at O'Reilly's who was telling me, you know, forget the Cataclean and that other stuff, just to get the Seafoam and see if that helps you out. Okay? So I'm telling you all the stuff that I tried, all the days of work, just to show you that I eventually passed. What did I do? I did this. Now, I don't have the part in here because it's on my car. They're these spark plug non-foulers. You'll see other videos of people saying the same thing. To be more specific, there's Dorman 42002 spark plug non-foulers. There's 2 of them. Now, you got to pay attention. Every car is different. Some of these videos you watch these guys say downstream or upstream O2 sensor. It's the downstream O2 sensor, but you got to figure out where that is. Is it bank 1 or bank 2? When I got that 420 code, it said on bank 1. I thought that was where the exhaust was, but the bank 1 is actually on my catalytic converter right by it, which was underneath my car. So for the longest, I kept looking at the foulers and saying, hey, you don't have to drill anything like these other guys are doing because mine's short enough to fit in the screw on there. Problem was, what I believe is one of them is like a vacuum sensor and the other one is like a heat sensor. The heat sensor, which was the downstream looking one, is the one you need to put it on. Now I'll put a picture up in this video somewhere showing the difference between the sensors. The one that's the longest is the one that you need to put these foulers on. In addition to that, you need your drill. I don't know why I turned this way. I've got a drill out here somewhere. Yeah, here we go. You need a drill. Something that's going to take a 1/2 inch drill bit, because what you're going to need is to drill a hole into that fouler on one end so that the spark, or not the spark plug, so that the O2 sensor could actually make its way all the way through. So at 4 days, it felt like I had a gun to my head trying to get this car to pass. For $6, you can get those sensors. You may need some of this here, this WD-40, to spray on the O2 sensor. Not on it directly, but when it's on the car still, spray that around there so that you can use your 7/8 wrench to loosen it. Those things may have never been changed, may be super tight to turn. So you're going to need that 7/8 wrench to turn it, to get it unloose and, you know, safely get under your vehicle with some ramps. Make sure it's secure. Make sure you're doing it on a flat, plain, you know, driveway. Nothing with a slant to hurt yourself. But yeah, you can do that. I had a buddy of mine do it for me. You know, he helped me out mostly with that. Yeah, that's what I did. So, and just to show you, here, finally, I'm showing you that I passed. So I know some areas, they don't hook your car up to the computer based off where you live, but where I live, that's what it is, especially if you live in California. They've got a smog station right next to the DMV. I've seen in some videos, so it is crucial that you do that. Now, technically, this isn't something you want to do. It's a short-term fix. Don't rely on this to just drive forever. What I would advise you to do is, once you pass your inspection, if you're going to do this, save up the money to go get the catalytic converter so you don't have to deal with this anymore. Because I guess leaving the catalytic converter in bad shape for so long can cause other problems. At least that's what they say. But that's what I did. It worked for me. This was a follow-up video. Some of you saw the lacquer thinner in the gas tank to get rid of, you know, some of the problems with your car, clean your catalytic converter. That worked for maybe a couple weeks, but then it was back on. It was on like Donkey Kong. It felt like it made my car worse, to be honest, but it didn't stop me from driving. You know, it didn't ruin my car. So that said, I'm going to wrap it up. Let me know what you guys think. Have you done this? Did it work for you? Remember, you want the long end sensor. You don't want those Bosch sensors. You want the original ones if you've got the Ultima, because the Ultima is going to have the Bosch one for your upstream, and it's going to have this other kind, the factory kind, for your downstream. The downstream one is going to protrude a little, and it will not fasten unless you drill that 1/2 inch hole. I repeat, it will not fasten unless you drill the hole. So you've got to drill the 1/2 inch hole You gotta have the 1/2-inch drill bit to make the hole so that it'll go through. It is necessary. Don't be like me and waste a whole week or two trying to come to that conclusion. See you guys in the next one. Captain Sensation!